guys, good morning. It's Nina from Kids Knits and I'm back today with another tutorial because I've really been enjoying filming them and hopefully you guys like them too. Today we're going to be making my little strawberry soap saver bag, but you don't need to use it just as a soap saver. You could use it as a little gift bag. I think it would be really cute. You could put a gift card, like some chapstick, anything in there. A cute little gift. Has a little drawstring top so it closes up. And I just think it's so cute. It is definitely not my bestseller by any means at all. I think I maybe sold like 2 of these, but you can find the pattern, the written instructions on my Etsy, or you can just follow along with this tutorial to make your own. Let's get into it. You can find this PDF version of the pattern in my Etsy shop. It's just my strawberry soap saver bag, and let's go through the specs for this. So for this tutorial, I will be using a 5mm and a 4.5mm crochet hook. You'll just need scissors, a stitch marker, and a darning needle as well. And we will be using size 5 medium weight cotton yarn. I'm using this Loops and Threads, which you can find at Michael's. And for the first pattern that I did, the first version, I used this nice dark green color because it just felt more strawberry-like, but I wanted to go with this lime color today just because it felt a little bit more fun. To obtain gauge, you will single crochet in the round, and 7 stitches by 8 rows will give you a 2 by 2 inch square. The abbreviations that this pattern is working with is just chain, single crochet, half double crochet, increase, so putting 2 single crochet stitches in the same stitch, decreasing, which is single crochet 2 stitches together, slip stitch, and that's about it. Let's get started. To begin, we're going to use the green yarn because we're going to be making the leaves first, and we're going to start with a large leaf. We have to make 3 large leaves in total, and we're going to use our 4.5mm crochet hook. So let's begin by chaining 8. And I'm just gonna let you guys know now, cotton yarn is not my favorite to work with because it can be really stiff and tricky, but it's best for this project. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we've got our chain 8 here, and we're going to slip stitch into the second chain from the hook, so right into here. Then we're going to put a single crochet into each of the next 2 stitches, so 1 in here and 1 in here. Let's go ahead and do that. 1 and 2, and then we're going to put 1 half double crochet into the next 2 stitches, so 1 into the next stitch and 1 in the stitch after that. And after that, we're going to put 1 double crochet into the next stitch. And in the last chain here, sorry, sometimes I call it a stitch, but it is a chain. In the next chain here, we're going to put 7 double crochet stitches all into that same chain. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7 in there. So now we can rotate to begin working on the other side of our chain. So we're going to put a double crochet into the next chain. So let's go into this spot right here. And then we're going to put a half double crochet in the next 2. If I can get that stitch. I am working around the tail just so that it kind of weaves itself in there. So that was 1. And I need to put 1 more in there into the next. So that's my 2 half double crochet. Then we're going to put a single crochet into the next 2. So 1 and 2. Nope. There we go. And we are going to do a slip stitch into our last spot. Okay, that's all complete. Now we are going to cut our yarn, pull out that tail, and you can weave in those ends. And you're going to make 2 more of these leaves. So I'll meet you back here when your other 2 are done. Just finished my 3rd large leaf, so I'll show you how I weave in that end. I'm going to stick it right through this part of that first stitch here, and I'm going to come back in and go into back loop of the last slip stitch I made, and I feel like that just pretty seamlessly hides the stitch there. And then I just flip over and weave in through whatever little stitches I can find. Pull that through and cut off the excess. Okay, and that's our 3 large leaves completed. Next is to do 3 small ones. We will be using the green again and our 4.5mm hook. Start with our slip knot. And this time we're going to chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to slip stitch in our second chain, and we'll single crochet in the next chain, and we'll do 1/2 double crochet into the next chain and 1 double crochet into the next. And again, we're going to do 7 double crochets into our last chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I apologize, there are a lot of trucks being loud right now. Okay, so after we've done 7 into our last chain there, we're going to rotate that leaf, and we're going to do a double crochet into the next chain stitch, so right into this space here. I know that hole looks pretty big, but I think if we tug a little bit, we can close it up a bit. Okay, so 1 double crochet, and then 1/2 double crochet in the next spot, and 1 single crochet into the spot after that. Whoops, getting my tail in there. And slip stitch into our final spot there. And then we're going to cut our yarn. Pull it out and weave in the ends, and that will be our little leaf. And again, we're going to make 3 of these, so 2 more total. So I will meet you back when you've done all of your leaves. Okay, so we just finished our 3 little leaves, and we've got our 3 big leaves, and we're gonna alternate them like this in the pattern. They'll go around the opening of the bag, but for now we can set these aside because we are not going to use them until the end of our strawberry bag. Now it's time to grab our red yarn. Could this be? No, I knew it was too good to be true. Not a true center pull. That would have been awesome. We are going to switch to our 5mm hook, and we need to chain 2. If you prefer to work with a magic circle, you can do that instead of doing the chain 2. I just find that chain 2 always holds much better than magic circle, but I know that is a big debate in the crochet world. So I'm going to chain 2, and I'm going to put 4 single crochet into my first chain, so this one right here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Also, if you hear funny noises in the background, it is just my dogs. They are snoozing and snoring and doing whatever they're doing back there. Okay, so there's our first round. Round 2, we need to do 2 single crochet in each stitch. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to work into this one first. And I'm putting 2 single crochet in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the end of round 2, you should have 8 single crochet stitches. We are working continuously in the round. We will not be joining with the slip stitch and chaining. We're just moving on. Round 3 is 1 single crochet in the first stitch with an increase in the next stitch, and we're going to do that 4 times until we have 12 stitches total. So I'm going to put my first stitch in here. It's my 1 single crochet. I don't think I could have picked a bigger stitch marker, so 1 single crochet and an increase, and we're going to do that 4 times. So that's 1, increase, that's 2, that's 3, and let's finish up here with 1 single crochet and an increase. So now we have 12 stitches going around. Okay, I'm going to remove my stitch marker, and for round 4 we're just going to single crochet in each stitch around. So yeah, that's fine. That will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. For round 5, we are going to do 2 single crochet stitches. So 1 here, and then an increase, and we're going to do that 4 times around. So let's do 1, put our stitch marker in there, 1, 2, and increase. So 2 into the same stitch, and then 1, 2, and increase. 1, 2, increase, 1, oops, 2, and increase. So at the end of round 5, we will have 16 stitches, and we are just going to single crochet around in each stitch for round 6. So we're just going to put 1 single crochet stitch into each stitch. You can go ahead and do that and meet me back around, or you can follow along with me. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Okay, here's what we're working with so far. And let's go on to round 7. So in round 7, we're going to do 3 single crochet stitches, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to increase in the 4th stitch. We're going to do that 4 times for a total of 20 stitches. So I think I'm just not going to use my stitch marker right now, and I'm just going to count this out. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. If you are a beginner, I do highly recommend marking your beginning or end of round with a stitch marker just so you can keep track, but for me, I just personally, I prefer to count until it gets too much. So in round 8, we are going to single crochet in each stitch, which will be a total of 20 stitches again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. For round 9, we are going to do 4 single crochet, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to increase into the next stitch. And we're going to do that 4 times around for a total of 24 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 in this one, so 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. And for round 10, we're going to single crochet in each of those stitches for a total of 24 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. There we go. Let's do round 11. So we're going to do 3 single crochet with an increase in the next stitch, and we're going to do that 6 times instead of 4, which will give us a total of 30 stitches. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then increase 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So round 12, all we're going to do is put 1 single crochet stitch in each stitch around. So I'm going to do my first stitch, place my stitch marker, and I'm just going to do 1 single crochet each stitch until I reach the end. So I will meet you guys back here once you've done that. We'll have 30 stitches total. Now that round 12 is complete, I'm going to take my stitch marker out, and for round 13 we're going to single crochet 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to increase in our 5th stitch there. We're going to do that 6 times around until we get 36 stitches total. So let's put our first stitch in and mark it. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to increase in the next stitch, and we're going to do that all the way around until we have 36 stitches. So crocheting 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 2 single crochet stitches in the next stitch. So go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you guys back when this round is complete. Just completed round 13, and we are ready to go on to round 14. So let's remove our stitch marker. And in this round we are single crocheting 5 stitches and then increasing in the next stitch. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with an increase right here, and we're going to do that until we reach a total of 42 stitches. So let's place our first stitch, mark it with our stitch marker. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and an increase in the next stitch. So go ahead and do that all the way around, 5 single crochet stitches with an increase in the next stitch until you reach 42 stitches, and I will meet you guys back. Moving on to round 15, we're going to put 1 single crochet stitch into each stitch we just made. So I'm going to mark my first stitch here with my stitch marker and simply single crochet around for that entire round until you have your 42 stitches at the end. Nice simple round, and I will meet you guys back when you've put 1 single crochet into each stitch. For round 16, we are going to put 6 single crochet into each stitch and then increase into the next stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with an increase in our 7th stitch there until we get 48 stitches all the way around. So let's put 1 in our first spot, mark it with our stitch marker. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and increase. So 2 in that stitch. And we're going to do that all the way around again until you reach 48 stitches. I will meet you back after this round. Okay, we've just completed round 16. We have 48 stitches. And for our next 2 rounds, so rounds 17 and 18, all we're going to do is single crochet in each stitch around. So go ahead and crochet 2 rounds of 48 stitches each, and then I'll meet you back here to begin round 19. Okay, so 2 rounds of single crochet have been completed. So that's round 17 and 18, and now we're ready to begin round 19. So we have been increasing to get this shape of our strawberry so far. Now we're going to begin our decreasing rounds to kind of bring that shape up a little bit. So to begin this round, we are going to do 6 single crochet stitches, and then we're going to decrease. So we're going to do our first stitch and mark that with our stitch marker. And we're going to do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And to decrease, we're going to do the invisible decrease method. So we go into the front loop of our first stitch and immediately under the front loop of our next stitch, yarn over and pull your yarn through both of those loops and complete that stitch like a regular single crochet. And we're just going to do that all the way around. So 6 single crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a decrease. So let's do that until we have 42 stitches, and I'll meet you guys back here. Round 20 will be very similar to round 19. We are just going to continue decreasing. We are going to do 5 single crochet. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then do our decrease. And we're going to do that all the way around until we have 36 stitches. So I will see you once you've reached 36 stitches. Round 21 is nice and simple. All we're going to do is single crochet in each stitch around into all those 36 stitches we just made. So do your first stitch and mark it with the stitch marker and continue single crocheting, and I'll meet you back for round 22. Round 22 is another decrease round. So we are going to single crochet 4 stitches and decrease in our 5th. So let's do 1, place our stitch marker, 2, 3, 4, and decrease. And just ignore my dog growling in the background. So let's do that all the way around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, decrease until we have 30 stitches total. Go ahead and complete that. In this next round, we're actually going to change to our green yarn. So what I'm going to do is just pull out this last stitch here. I'm going to go into the 2 loops that I have. I'm going to pick up my green yarn and I'm going to complete that final stitch of round 22 with the green yarn. That means I can cut this red if you want to secure it a little bit better. You can tie a knot. I know some people are really against tying knots, but I'd rather have my yarn secured. Okay, so now I'm good to go with that. I'm just going to take this stitch marker out. I can clearly see where this round is going to start, so it's just going to be easier to not have that there. And we are still going to decrease with this green yarn, so we're going to do 3 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to do a decrease stitch. And we're going to continue that, single crocheting 3 and a decrease 6 times until we have 24 stitches left. So go ahead and do that, and I will see you at the end of this round. Round 24 is where we are going to attach our leaves. So you can go ahead and grab those. How this is going to work is we're going to work through both at the same time. So 4 stitches at the top of here and 4 stitches along here. I like to alternate, as I said before, between a small leaf and a big leaf. I just think it gives it a more realistic look. So I'm going to start with a small one. And let me get my yarn. So you do want the leaves to be the skinny side pointing down where we made the the slip stitches. And then those 7 double crochet will be up here. So I'm probably going to work into 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not going to make a huge difference what you do, but you're going to insert your hook into the leaf first, into one of those stitches, and then insert your hook into the bag, yarn over that, pull through, and single crochet through both as per normal. So let's do that again. So we'll go through our leaf stitch first, and then into the bag, and simply single crochet as per usual. So 1, 2, let's do 3. I actually kind of like how that looks with just 3. But just so it's not like flimsy, I'm going to go through 4 just to make sure it's super secured. Okay, so that's our first leaf attached. Then I'm going to grab a large one and I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to go through the leaf first and then the bag and single crochet, and working through the leaf stitch and the bag and single crocheting them together. And I'm just going to do this the entire round. I'm hoping I'm getting it on camera as good as I can so that you guys can see. Okay, that was 4 stitches from that one. And I'm grabbing a small one now. going into this leaf. This will be a little bit awkward at first. And 1, oops, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a big one. Almost at the end, 2 more leaves to go. You guys don't have to watch this whole thing. You can attach your leaves and then come back if you'd like. I'm sure this is not like the most visually relaxing thing to watch. This cotton yarn is so stiff and sometimes it splits, so it makes it a little bit tricky too. Okay, last 4. Whoops, 1, 2, there we go. All right, that completes round 24, so all of those leaves are attached. And they don't have to be perfect because obviously a strawberry doesn't have perfectly even leaves either. So you can pick where you want your leaf to go and it will give it a different look. Round 25, all we have to do is single crochet into each of those stitches. This time I am going to use my stitch marker. So here's my first stitch. Mark that one. And I'm just going to go all the way around in those 24 stitches we made by adding the leaves. Okay, so go ahead and put all those single crochet stitches around that round, and I will see you at the end of that one. Okay, it's starting to look so cute. For the next round, what we're going to do, round 26, is we're going to do some chaining and skipping so that it creates little spots where we can weave through a tie so that we can close the strawberry with like a drawstring. So to begin, we're going to chain 1. Okay, let me loosen that a bit there. Chain 1. We're going to skip 1 stitch and we're going to single crochet in the next stitch. And then we're going to keep doing that until we reach the end of our round. So you're just going to chain 1. Oh my gosh, this chain is so tricky to do. Skip 1 and go into the next one and single crochet. So again, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet into the next, and that's going to give us these little spaces here in between. So keep doing that, just chain 1, skip 1, single crochet 1, and I'll meet you back at the beginning. Okay, so I've come to the end, done my last single crochet, and I've chained 1 and I've got these 2 beside each other. I'm just going to go ahead and single crochet right into the first, well, I guess the last stitch of the last round, and that will create all of our spots there. And then for round 27, all we need to do is single crochet into each chain space and each stitch as well. And we're going to do that for 24 stitches. So the chain, space, and the stitch as best you can. So go ahead and single crochet into all those spots there, and I'll meet you at the end. So once you've made it to the end of round 27, we're going to just slip stitch to the next stitch, and we can finish off by cutting that end, pulling it tight, and we'll weave in this end. And then for the last part, we're going to make our little drawstring. So one more part to go. The final part of this pattern is to make the drawstring. So we're going to use our green yarn and our 4.5mm crochet hook. We're just going to start with a slip knot, and we're going to chain 48. You might want to chain more depending on the opening of your strawberry, but I'm going to do 48. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. Okay, so I'm going to cut the yarn now, leaving about an equal size tail to the other one. Pull the yarn through and just pull that last one tight. Then we're going to thread our needle. You can choose whichever end you'd like. Grab your bag and find those chain spaces that we made. So I think I'm going to want my yarn to come out of this side here. So you're just going to weave in and out of these chain spaces that we made and pull your drawstring through. Okay. Then let's make sure that that's evened out. My apologies, the neighborhood kids are out and they are screaming. Okay, so once we've done that, we're going to just tie a little knot. I'm gonna go like this. And I want that to kind of be at the end. Pull tight, and then you can even out these and cut them however long you want, maybe just a little bit. And that way you can close your bag, which is so cute, or you can open it and have it flat, and we're all done. If there's any ends inside the bag that you need to weave in, you can weave those in too. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed that tutorial. I hope that you find this cute and useful and fun. Again, you can just use this in the shower if you want, because it is 100% cotton. You can stick your little slivers of soap in there and it kind of saves them all, and you can use it like a loofah, and it's a little bit exfoliating, like it's nice and soft. It's good. It's a nice alternative to like a little washcloth, or like I said before, you could use it as a little gift bag too. You could even put, I guess, some soap and gift it as a little soap bag, but have your gift be inside. Either way, if you've made this strawberry from this tutorial, I'd love it if you would tag me in your finished work, because I like to see what you guys are working on. And I think that's it for me today. Have a good day, guys. Bye.